Hi guys, this is Tara with the Gaia Tarot 13, and this is your monthly tarot card forecast for March 2017. I've actually already pulled the cards here, and I had started to record, and then after looking at the first couple cards, I had to stop. So I'm starting recording again because I had to stop, and I was like, all right, something's going on in the sky this week that's making this dichotomous thing happen. So I just stop this and went back and looked to see, because I'm not an astrologer, I don't just know off the top of my head what's going on, so I had to look and see what was going on, and now things make more sense. So, that being said, okay, so we've got 4 weeks, 4 cards for the 4 weeks, and then an overview card. Let's just jump right in, since as I said, I've already pulled them. Week 1, we've got the Magician. And this is one of the cards that kind of brought my attention. This card is about independence and self-sufficiency and knowing what you're doing and taking care of things and being the creator of your future and being, knowing what you want, being able to go out and make it happen, right? Then week 2, we have, and remember, this is an overview, so I'm not sure what area of life these are in yet. So then week 2, we've got the Empress reversed. And this is about codependency. So, and being insecure and like a little bit of victimization, like just a feeling of just insecurity. That's what I'm getting. Like, I don't know if I can do it, and I don't know how, or I'm not strong enough, or whatever, right? So with these two cards, like week 1 and week 2, something had to have happened, right? Like something happened that is making you go from being the strong, self-assured, secure person to being kind of like squirrely and codependent and insecure, right? So I told you I went and looked at the astrology, and apparently Venus is going retrograde on the 4th of March, which makes this make a lot more sense because the Empress is the card that is like connected to Venus or most identified, I guess, with Venus. This is like the Venus energy card, and if I turn it up right here for a second, you can see that it's even got like the symbol of Venus on her, like in the heart on her little chair. So the fact that it's reversed and that Venus is going retrograde, this seems to make a lot more sense. So hopefully it doesn't affect everyone. I know Venus retrogrades affect me personally like a lot more than a Mars retrograde does any day of the week, a Mercury retrograde any day of the week. Like this is the one that jacks me up. So, hopefully it doesn't affect everyone out there like super, super bad. Maybe you'll be able to compensate for it, and these kind of feelings will be like in the back of your mind and not in the forefront. Or you could be feeling insecure or feeling like, oh, I'm not really sure what to do, or I don't know what to do without that person, or maybe that person can do it for me because I can't do it myself. Like maybe you could be feeling those things and just not like express them, and that would be stellar because no one wants to act like that, right? Like, well, I mean, you don't want to have those thoughts either, but you know what I'm saying. So hopefully it's not going to affect everyone out there like in an outward sort of way, but I did want to go back and look and see what the dichotomy was in the sky, or what was happening in the sky to create the dichotomy between these two cards, like 1 week to be such polar opposites. So that's probably the explanation for that. But look for the first week of March being very secure and independent, and then by the second week it might turn around either externally or just internally in your own thought process, but there's going to be a little turnaround there. In the third week, we have the Four of Cups upright, and this is about paying attention to what is right in front of you. And I think that's a little hangover from this because, Venus is retrograde like until April something or other, like the middle of April, I think. So it's not like it's going to last for 1 week and then it's going to go away. So I think that we have like, try and focus on what you have, what's on offer to you, what's in front of you, and that's going to help alleviate some of this insecure feeling. Realizing, oh, okay, I do have that. Try and gain some of this back. I do have these things. I do have these, capabilities, or I do have this support system, or these attributes. Like I have things in front of me, or things on offer, good things um, presented to me, so I don't need to feel this way. It gets you back to that magician, get back to that self assuredness of, all right, I do know what I'm doing. So a little bit of recovery. This, as I said, not total recovery, but a little bit of recovery there that third week. In the fourth week, we have even a little more recovery. We have the Ten of Wands reversed, and this is unburdening, unloading, delegating, asking for help, not trying to do everything all on your own. So, this is going to help kind of gain that back, because that could be part of the reason that you are feeling codependent, you know, or like like a victim. That's not really the best word to use for it, but like, I don't know. What's coming to me is like victim and martyr and all these kind of like snarky words, blunt words, and there's probably a more delicate way to say it, but I'm not really a delicate person. So, you this is that card. This is that card of like being used, and this, when it's upright, it's like I have to do everything myself, and this could be like, woe is me, I have to do everything myself. But, that fourth week, we have a little bit of recovery, because you have this like self assuredness coming back, and you're like, I don't need to do everything by myself. In fact, I'm going to stop doing this, and you can help me do this from now on. Because this is, as I said, a releasing and unburdening of yourself, making room for things in your life by, letting go of things that you don't need to be doing all on your own, or by delegating some of those things and making room in your life for better things to come in to get you out of that, like, woe is me mindset. I know this is kind of like dramatic, but, whatever, let's make it fun. If we're going to be here together, let's have fun. So that's what we've got these 4 weeks. The overview card is the Nine of Cups reversed. And this is saying that this month is going to turn out good, because the Nine of Cups is a good card. But it's like going to be totally different than you expect. So whatever, if you're thinking like right now as we're watching this, like, oh, I already know, like that's going to show up in my relationship, or that's going to show up in my job, or that's going to show up in like my spirituality, because I've been trying real hard to, do certain things or learn certain things, and I already know that like I'm going to have a setback in March. Like, it might not show up where you think it's going to show up. It might manifest itself in a totally different way. So, I mean, this is the card of things not turning out the way that you expected them to turn out. Still good, because all of this is good, despite how it may sound, again, using words like martyr and victim and abuse, like, meh. But, it might not sound good, and maybe I'm not like putting the prettiest little bow on it for you, but it's going to be good, because these are all lessons that you need to be learning, right? Because we all have this, we all get insecure about things, and you need to be able to get yourself back on track, and you need to be able to overcome it, and you need to be able to be like, no, I know my value, I know my worth, I know what I've got going for me, I see what's in front of me, and I'm not gonna let this Empress reverse do what it is trying to do to me. Like, you can do that. That's learning the lesson, and that's, overcoming what's being presented to you. It's being put in front of you for you to do that. Like, that's the purpose of it. So, you have that ability to change or to affect how this is going to present itself in your life, and how you're going to handle it when it comes. But it's all really good stuff coming to you. And as I said, these 2 first weeks, although pretty black and white, they're major arcana cards, so it's going to come up in something pretty big. It's not going to be like day-to-day humdrum, doing the dishes, doing the laundry kind of stuff. It's going to be like some pretty big parts of your life, as I said, like spirituality, or career or, something like that, a larger part of your life for you to learn that lesson. So I always love it when lessons are like the big theme of the month because that's what we're here for. We're put on this planet to like learn lessons to develop our souls to grow. So this looks like it's actually going to be like a really good month, but it may throw you for a loop. It may just turn out not how you think it's going to turn out. So that'll be fun. Thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube page. If you want to get a personal reading with me, the only way to do so is through my website, which is GaiaTarot13.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr, where I pull a tarot card every day, reading the energy of that specific day. Also, check back into the weeklies for March. That'll help clear up what area this is probably going to be showing up in. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.